CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
They need a new hospital, I would think.
I do think Orillia needs a hospital, a new one, an updated one, but not take this one away neither.
Orillia is ready for a new hospital, but where and when will it happen? Good evening. A new Orillia Soldiers Memorial Hospital will be built eventually, but one massive question remains: where? A special council meeting wrapped up just moments ago in which the city of Orillia, Lakehead University and OSMH continue to disagree on the fundamentals of a land transfer. CTV's Luke Samard has spent the day on site and brings us the very latest.
In a fury of letters on Wednesday, the debate for where brand new Orillia Soldiers Memorial Hospital should go continues. A special council meeting took place today in Orillia to discuss the location for the hospital in a letter submitted to council from Lakehead University. University President Dr. Gillian Siddell submitted a letter to Orillia City Council for discussion, asking council to consent to the unconditional sale of approximately 25 acres of land from the Orillia campus to Orillia Soldiers Memorial Hospital to reinvest the proceeds to the construction of a new academic building. Mayor Don McIsaac released an open letter to residents, including 3 direct answers to Dr. Siddell's letter. McIsaac referenced the city's 2008 agreement in which the university contained 450,000 square feet of university by 2024. The university currently stands at 82,000 square feet. The city has offered to help fund the new building for up to $15 million. McIsaac also pointed out residents gave the land to Lakehead for $1 and now wants to sell the land to Orillia Soldiers Memorial Hospital. Dr. Siddell's letter indicates the university would appreciate an answer today so the two parties can continue to make a deal, and McIsaac indicates that council will do its due diligence before coming to a conclusion. More than 3 hours of stern and sometimes heated debate, council has defeated the motion put forth by Mayor McIsaac 5-4, and a new motion has been put forward with new obligations, including Lakehead University using the funds from the land to Orillia Soldiers Memorial Hospital to reinvest into the campus in Orillia. That motion has yet to be voted on as they remain behind closed doors. Luke Smart, CTV News, Orillia.
And we do have a bit of a development here. Lakehead and OSMH are expected to submit terms for the land agreement by August 10th, and the city will review and remove its terms for the new ones, and that motion was approved 8-1. We'll continue to follow that story. Now, some sad news to bring you tonight. Former CTV News chief anchor Lloyd Robertson, who covered the major stories that shaped generations of Canadians and mentored many of us, has passed away.
And that's the kind of day it's been. I'm Lloyd Robertson. For all of us here at CTV News, good night.
His family says he passed away last night at the age of 92. Robertson's career spanned 6 decades, beginning in 1952 at a radio station in his hometown of Stratford. He began with CTV News back in 1976 and took the helm of the network's nightly news show in '84 as chief anchor and senior news editor, a position he held until his retirement in 2011. We'll take a further look at his remarkable career a little later in the newscast. When we think of what's found in the local landfill, used tires don't always come to mind, but here in Simcoe County, the concern is mounting, literally. CTV's Rob Cooper brings us more on the problem that keeps piling up.
Another day and another tire for Spencer Grabinski at Top Tier Wheels in Barrie. Like most people in the industry, Grabinski is dealing with issues affecting tire pickup and recycling. He says he was once able to get his tires collected weekly, not anymore, and he's quickly running out of room to store them.
Honestly, just comes down to space. We're limited. We're trying to do as best as we can to keep everything organized and keep customers rolling. But yeah, it just comes down to space at the end of the day.
The Ontario Tire Dealers Association says the reason behind the slowdown in tire recycling is a direct result of changes made to how much producers had to collect and recycle in Ontario. Last year, it was 85% of a company's tires sold in the province.
Effectively today, producers are responsible to collect and recycle, or what we call manage, 65% of the tires they bring into the province based on the weight of the tire.
The Tire Dealers Association says a decline in collection sites is also a major factor. With fewer pickups and less locations to recycle, many shops are forced to stockpile like this. So are many local landfills.
The companies that are required to remove the tires are now reaching their quotas very early in the year, which is leaving a backlog.
The county of Simcoe has about 30,000 old and used tires scattered at its 8 local landfills, and it's becoming a growing concern.
We've had to segregate the tires like the pile beside me because our bunkers aren't large enough to accommodate the number of tires that are coming in, given there's next to no collections of them.
Staff have been forced to scatter the tires around the landfill site as a safety precaution in case of a fire. In Barrie, there are about 4,200 tires at the city's landfill. The fire chief says so far so good on the tire count and feels the city has done a good job of separating the tires in case of a fire.
Tire fires generally are difficult to get started. They're also difficult to put out once they get started. Yes, so we have them all in bins, properly separated as per the Ontario Fire Code, and we make sure that we're ready to respond and they'll be safe when we get there.
Now, local auto shop owners I spoke with today say they don't expect this issue to go away anytime soon, suggesting they are also quickly running out of space to put it all. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Barrie.
What an interesting story. Hi, Case. How's your evening going out there?
So far, so good. I've got my Washego hat on where the river meets the rail. Beautiful Washego. Any time of year, I might add. Thank you very much for the beautiful hat. Thank you very much, Mother Nature, for the beautiful weather. I know it's a little on the humid side for some, but it doesn't last long. It really doesn't. Let's continue on right now with the first look at the forecast, and here we go. First weather brought to you, of course, by the graveldrivewayguy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 27 degrees. Yeah, 27. Winds are light out of the southeast, 11 kilometers an hour. Say, let's check out, oh, thank you, Adam. 29 degrees in Alliston. We're looking at 27 degrees in beautiful Washego. 28 in Gravenhurst, 28 in Parry Sound, call it 29 degrees in Owen Sound, and it looks like 29 degrees in Toronto. This is a look at the radar satellite images over the last little while, and yeah, we have some active weather making its way towards us. When will it arrive? And when I say active weather, the definition of that could include thunder showers, quite a bit of rain, or maybe just a passing shower. I'm going to let you know, Sarah, in just a few minutes' time, because I've got my Washego hat on, where the river meets the rail, and I'm going to fill you all in with all the weather information you're going to need over the next little while. All that coming up in a few minutes' time. Back inside.
Thanks, Case. A follow-up now to the top story that we brought you yesterday. A 15-year-old girl has been arrested in that brutal fight that happened at Kempenfest this weekend. Now, a warning, this video may be disturbing to some of our viewers. Barrie Police confirming today that this 15-year-old girl at the forefront of the incident has been charged with assault. The other girl, a 16-year-old, was released from hospital after being treated for what's being described as non-life-threatening injuries. Police added that they are deeply concerned about the actions of those who witnessed the incident and urged that it is a serious offense to publish identifying details about young offenders or victims who are under the age of 18. That investigation is ongoing. A motorcyclist has died after a crash in Dufferin County yesterday. Emergency crews were called to Highway 89 and 3rd Line in Mulmer Township at around 2:30 for reports of a two-car crash. The 63-year-old rider from Wellington North was pronounced dead. The two people in the other vehicle were brought to hospital with minor injuries. The OPP is investigating. A 26-year-old Brampton man has been arrested after police investigated a suspicious vehicle at a Highway 400 rest stop, and that led to the discovery of a stolen SUV. So Simcoe police say the 2024 Dodge Durango that was stolen from Toronto back in April had an altered VIN linked to a salvage vehicle from Michigan. Investigators also seized what they think are vehicle theft tools, weapons, and stolen property, leading to multiple charges. Police say a second stolen SUV fled from officers and is still under investigation. 4 Huntsville teenagers have been charged after a series of thefts in Muskoka last week. It happened between last Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning at around 10:30. Huntsville OPP was called to a Main Street West business for a smashed window and stolen vehicle. Then at 1:20 a.m., Bracebridge OPP responded to a report of suspects attempting to break into a car on Maple Street in Port Carling. Then at 2:15, Bracebridge OPP was called to another stolen vehicle on Lake Joseph Road in Georgian Bay Township. Stolen vehicles were then seen on Carr Road in Port Carling, with the suspects fleeing on foot. So the 4 were found and arrested at around 5:30. 2 14-year-old boys from Huntsville faced multiple theft-related counts. Meanwhile, 2 teenage girls were charged with possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000. A Barrie man accused of shooting and nearly killing a man outside a crowded downtown bar over the Easter weekend was looking for bail, trying to get out of jail, charged with attempted murder. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports on what happened inside that Barrie courtroom.
Deshaun Shirk White won't be getting out of jail anytime soon. Accused of attempted murder in a brazen shooting back in early April outside a crowded downtown Barrie bar at 3 in the morning that was caught on camera. Justice of the Peace Colleen Healy-Dowdle ruled that releasing the 20-year-old accused of pulling out a gun and shooting a man following an argument along Dunlop Street would undermine confidence in the administration of justice. The defense proposed a bail plan of house arrest with a GPS ankle monitor and a pledge of $50,000 by his parents. Shirk White has been behind bars since the shooting Easter weekend, when Barrie police confirmed he was arrested along with 2 women at a house along Fitton Street in Midland. Evidence heard during the bail hearing is protected by a publication ban. Shirk White is also accused of aggravated assault and weapons charges. According to court documents obtained by CTV News, he is accused of shooting 30-year-old Jordan Sproats, who was rushed to Sunnybrook in Toronto, where he underwent surgery to remove his spleen, left kidney, and gallbladder, along with a part of his pancreas and intestines. Loved ones told CTV News the bullet passed through Sproats' chest, grazing his spine and lungs. The incident was captured on several security cameras in the area as chaos erupted. A bullet hole could be seen through a window of a bar across the street. Shirk White is ordered not to communicate with several people, including his co-accused. 32-year-old Amanda House from Midland was granted bail in June, released on a $2,000 pledge by a surety under strict house arrest conditions with a GPS ankle monitor. House is accused alongside 23-year-old Olivia Thompson of Barrie with helping Shirk White escape downtown Barrie. Thompson, who remains behind bars, is also accused of robbery of a cell phone outside the bar that night. Shirk White and his co-accused are scheduled to return to a virtual courtroom later this month. The allegations against them have not been tested in court. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Barrie.
A Holocaust survivor who lived in Muskoka has passed away at the age of 101. Eva Olsen was born in 1924 right near the border of Hungary and Romania. She was deported by the Nazis to Auschwitz in 1944 and was eventually liberated by British soldiers, making her and her younger sister the only members of her family to survive. After meeting her husband, Rudy, in Sweden, they moved to Canada and eventually built a cottage in Huntsville before moving full-time to Bracebridge in 1982. Olsen then delivered thousands of presentations about her Holocaust story and wrote 3 best-selling books. She devoted the final stretch of her life to her family, particularly her grandchildren. A group of researchers are working on a study into a pest that's known for killing oak trees. First discovered here in our region about 3 years ago. Let's go to CTV's Jack Morris. He joins us live tonight with more on the invasive species. Jack.
Well, Sarah, it's called oak wilt, and it was discovered in Springwater Township 3 years ago, as you said there. Now, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It's out there, but this group of scientists are working on ways to contain it. Now, oak wilt is a serious tree disease which can kill a red oak within a single season. If your oak tree goes brown while those around it are still green, well, that could be the fungus. It spreads root to root, but also passes by sap beetles. That's where a group of researchers are looking now, how urban forests can act as reservoirs for those disease-carrying bugs. They use traps to find the beetles, and by tracking those beetle populations, well, they hope to create another tool for tracking the broader spread of the disease.
They're important for urban wildlife. They give humans the shade. There is the aesthetic aspect as well. And economically, it's important. The wood is used for flooring and multiple other. There are multiple other uses for the tree. So, and there is the trade of oak logs could be is in tens of millions of dollars. So I think.
Now, they say that the best thing you can do at home to stop the spread of oak wilt is not to prune from the spring into the early summer. That's when those beetles are most active, and those beetles, they love the sap that comes out of cuts on trees. Sarah?
That's our Jack Morris reporting live tonight. Thanks, Jack. The province announcing a substantial investment to support active living for local seniors. Today, Simcoe North MPP and Minister Jill Dunlop confirming $288,000 in annual funding for 5 local active living centres, nearly $57,000 for each. They are Askononia Senior Centre, Georgian Shores Senior Club, Bayshore Senior Citizens, Orillia's Active Living Centre, and Penetangoshine's 55 Plus Centre. This comes as part of a $23 million investment to support seniors' active living centres right across the province. Premier Doug Ford has called by-elections in 3 ridings, and that includes one here in Simcoe County. A writ was issued today for by-elections in York-Simcoe, Scarborough Southwest, and Hamilton East, Stony Creek. The York-Simcoe seat was vacated when former MPP Caroline Mulrooney announced her resignation this spring. Now, under the Election Act, elections must be called on a Wednesday and held on the 5th Thursday after the date of the issue of the writ. That means voting day for all 3 ridings will be September 3rd. And Lord Stanley spent the day here in our region, continuing its summer tour with the champion Carolina Hurricanes. Well, this morning, Sean Walker brought it home to Keswick and Georgina.
Make some noise! Here it is! Sean Walker coming home with the Stanley Cup!
This is an incredible moment for the town of Georgina. Sean bringing home the Stanley Cup to the arena that he played hockey in as a child, as a youth. It's incredible for the community to be able to be part of this moment, part of his moment of bringing the Stanley Cup home to Georgina.
Mayor Margaret Quirk proclaimed today is Sean Walker Day. The Canes defenseman brought it to the Georgina Ice Palace this morning for photo ops and, of course, a meet and greet with families.
This is where I grew up, and this is where I fell in love with hockey, and the dream of winning the Stanley Cup really flourished here. So it's pretty special to be able to bring it back home and celebrate with all of you. So thanks again for coming out.
Sean Walker was born in Keswick and played minor hockey with the Georgina Blaze AA program. Now, it was a busy day for him. He also made a stop in Newmarket to visit children and families at South Lake Health. Next here on CTV Barrie, beauty that's found in our own backyard. How changes in tiny township make it easier to access the tremendous trails that line that region. Plus, a new home for one of our local food banks. Why now is the time to make the move. Stay with us. You're watching CTV Barrie.
Every summer, our community comes together where rhythm resonates throughout the city and creativity fills the air. Local musicians share their stories in song, and thousands gather for free in the heart of the city. Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors, the Troubadour Festival, where arts, culture, and our community come alive in downtown.
Thanks for staying with us. For more than half a century, the Ganaraska hiking trails have provided some of the most beautiful scenery in South Central Ontario. And now there's a new section in Tidy Township that will join a number of trails together for added adventure.
Getting outside is good for your inside.
Well said. That's Etta Siddell, and she's been hiking for 50 years and welcomes the new trail loop that joins the Martins Valley and Charlevoix County forests. This new addition gives easier access to the incredible 500-kilometer-long series of trails that stretches all the way from Port Hope on Lake Ontario to Bruce Trail near Collingwood.
As a hike leader as well, I enjoy taking people out on these trails, and when I'm in the front and I hear them behind me very satisfied and chattering and appreciating nature, and so that makes me as a hike leader and the president of the organization very happy.
Nature is the best therapy. Be out there. Let's not be on our phones, but be out there in nature and enjoy the nature therapy.
The Ganaraska hiking trail is open for exploration 12 months a year. A major expansion is underway at the Innisfil Food Bank. The organization is moving into a larger dedicated space inside the Innisfil Community Church. With more people turning to the food bank each month, the move comes at a crucial time.
So the food bank is taking over the space that I'm standing in to better serve our clients, where we will be able to add fridges and freezers now. We'll be able to serve the growing need in our community.
And to top it all off, its location will also house a clothing depot. The food bank will celebrate an official grand opening on September 12th. Music, it is in the air on hot summer nights in Innisfil. Free shows rotate through the town square, Innisfil Beach Park and Cookstown Community Park, along with food and drink, yard games and vendors. Bring a blanket and listen to the sound of the neighborhood.
Music in the park is really important for the town. It brings the community together. They get to experience local music and sit and enjoy local food and entertainment together. They get to enjoy the beautiful spaces in Innisfil. So Innisfil Beach Park is such a beautiful location that's constantly growing with the community.
Every Tuesday is a symphony until the end of August. And finally, the Georgian Bay General Hospital is feeling the love from the community. Let's take a look. That's champion curler and Sandra Schmerler Foundation representative Sherry Madaw presenting a $45,000 check, which will support the purchase of a new fetal health monitor for the obstetrics department. That was during the Glen Howard Charity Golf Tournament, where several Canadian curlers were spotted supporting GBGH. If you are looking for more information about any of the local events happening right around the region, we post it all on our website along with the newscasts, both 6 and 11, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or scan the QR code on your screen. Still to come, it's never too soon to start planning for the weekend. From festivals to diving dogs, there's something for everyone pretty much right across the region. That's in just a few moments, but right now let's head outside. Case is in Bob's garden.
Dock diving dogs. Well said, Sarah. Beautiful evening. Nice night for a campfire. Well, it is time to check out campfire conditions across our region right now. And in Simcoe County, the rating is listed as moderate, and the rating across Muskoka is listed as moderate as well. Campfire conditions brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. And Naya, our weather watcher RT, says, I am so excited. The local apple crop is looking really good. Call it about 6 or 7 weeks away. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy from Bounce Radio, and this week on the show, we are giving away pairs of tickets to see the Sheepdogs at the Kitabawa. So make sure you tune in from Monday to Friday, 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
We are celebrating summer this week on CTV Barrie. So from festivals, because there sure are a lot of them, to road trips, the beach and beyond, continue to capture those memories and share them with us. Picture this at ctv.ca. Case, another very thoughtful gift from one of our viewers. This was passed on from you. Comes with a handwritten note. KC, I saw this at Kempenfest and thought of Sarah and her love of dill pickles. So I thought she would get a laugh with this and maybe some good bread. From Beth. Now the laugh, yes, is from the name, although I don't think I'm allowed to say it on air. But I will share that the hot honey bread mix, dill infused, could be a lot of fun, but you might have to make it, my friend. You're more of a baker than I.
What?
I'm just trying to pass the task on. I've never had much luck with yeast.
Sure, let's bring it on. I'll bake. Sure, why not? Baking, that's what some of us are doing out here with these humid temperatures, right? Yeah, but it doesn't last long. It really doesn't. It's up and down. It truly is. And the forecast, well, it looks like it's up. Let's talk about it. This is the upside of humidity, or the downside, whichever you prefer, whatever side of the coin you wish to take a look at, heads or tails. 32 degrees, what it feels like in Parry Sound right now, 31 here in Barrie, 31 in Newmarket, call it 30 degrees in Mount Forest, 33 degrees in Toronto, with the humidex values. Ooh, the humidex. Today, 27.13, that's the high, that's the low. A record 34.4, stretching way back 1896. What? And 2.8 is record cool in 1951. Sun rises, sun sets, as it does every day. 14 hours and 25 minutes of daylight. This is a system coming in on the forecast radar that's showing us some shower activity, the most heavily concentrated area, northern part of our viewing area, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like everybody stands a chance of getting some. Oh, get to it, Case. Southern tip of Georgian Bay Lake, Simcoe. Here we go, cloudy sky, or increasing cloud cover as the evening progresses, I should say. There is a very slight chance of showers and or risk of a thunderstorm. Very slight, and mentioned 15 and 18 degrees for the overnight low. For tomorrow, considerably warmer, feeling 33, mainly cloudy, and a 40% chance of showers and or thunderstorms. 60% chance of the same in the Wasaga Beach, Wasaga Beach, Collingwood, Midland, and Penetang area. This, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 15, 17 degrees, increasing cloud cover, and a little bit of low-lying fog. Okay, little bit. 26, 30, feeling 38 with the humidex tomorrow. Cloudy skies. Yeah, 40% chance of showers and or thunderstorms, particularly into the afternoon, as per the forecast radar. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, 15, 16, 18, 19 degrees in Parry Sound this evening. Mainly cloudy skies. There is a 60% chance of some showers, possibly even a thunder boomer this evening. And then for tomorrow, 23, 24, 25 degrees, cloudy skies, and a 60% chance of that inclement weather continuing. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast. This is Simcoe County. There it is. Friday, heading into the weekend. Well, fair skies, slight chance of a shower. Very humid, 26. Saturday, cloudy skies at this point. We're saying cloudy skies, Environment Canada, and a 60% chance of shower activity. It doesn't look like a whole lot of rain right now. We'll follow that. Sunny on Sunday, 26. And Monday, cloudy skies and a 60% chance of showers returning. 5-day extended forecast, York region. Have a look, cloudy. 40% chance of showers on the Friday. Very humid. 27 degrees, feeling closer to 34. It looks like Saturday has cloudy and a break as far as the humidity goes. 60% chance of showers. There's a question mark after that. Break after the humidity. Sunday, sunny and 27. Lovely, lovely. And then Monday, cloudy and a 60% chance of showers to Parry Sound, Huntsville. Parry Sound, Muskoka, Halliburton. Yeah, Huntsville's in there too. And sun and cloud, 30% chance of a shower on the Friday. 26 degrees, still very humid. Saturday at this point, cloudy, 60% chance of shower activity. And then fair skies giving way to a slight chance of a shower on the Sunday, 25 degrees and cloudy, and a 40% chance of a few showers coming down on the Monday. And as mentioned, Sarah, I'm wearing my Washago hat where the river meets the rail. And I know you were wondering, Washago is an Ojibwe word meaning, and the Ojibwe word is washagoman, meaning clear or sparkling water. Fascinating fact. Back inside.
Learn something new every day. Let's look to the days ahead. Here's Bounce 104 Morning Show host Martin Van Coy. These are your weekend event listings.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. Kicking things off, the Orillia Waterfront Festival takes over Couchiching Park from Friday to Sunday, celebrating more than 30 years on the waterfront. The festival features live entertainment, food vendors, artisan displays, boat sales, family activities, and the popular cardboard boat race, as well as the dock diving dogs competition. You can learn all about it at Orillia.com. If a weekend by the bay sounds more your speed, you can head to Collingwood for Side Launch Days. The town's signature waterfront festival celebrates its maritime heritage with tall ship tours, live music, paddleboard races and demos, kites over Collingwood, family activities, and plenty of food and entertainment along the harbor. You can learn more at collingwood.ca/side launch. Meanwhile, Midland launches its brand new Georgian Bay Waterfront Festival on Saturday and Sunday. This free event transforms the downtown and waterfront into a hub of art, music, food trucks, family fun, and live entertainment, while showcasing more than 30 murals throughout one of Ontario's largest outdoor art galleries. You can learn more at midland.ca. And if you're looking for a big music weekend, Boots and Hearts returns to Burles Creek in Oro-Medonte from Friday through Sunday. Canada's largest country music and camping festival celebrates its 15th anniversary with headliners like the Jonas Brothers, the Chicks, Rascal Flatts, alongside Russell Dickerson, Jesse Murph, Tucker Wetmore, Brett Kissel, James Barker Band, and many more. You can learn all about it at bootsandhearts.com. Those are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1.
Speaking of Boots and Hearts, it is celebrating 15 years. Coming up next here on CTV Barrie, we'll be joined in studio with the mind behind booking the talent to share why this is a festival the big names don't want to miss. Stay with us.
Pure Country 106. Central Ontario's home for the best country music. After all the bars are closed. Listen to Pure Country 106 on the...
Recapping our top stories, the new Orillia Hospital discussion has been deferred once again. Lakehead and OSMH are expected to submit terms for the land agreement by August 10th, and the city will review and remove its terms for the new ones. That motion was approved in council today, 8-1. Deshaun Shirk-White from Barrie, accused of shooting a man outside a downtown bar, has been denied bail. He is charged with attempted murder and will return to virtual courtrooms later this month. And used tires are stockpiling at local landfills across our region. Through the end of June 2026, the county has already shipped approximately 30% more tires through the provincial recycling system than during the same period last year, despite still managing substantial inventories awaiting shipment. Well, we are just 2 days away from Boots and Hearts at Burles Creek, and from the Jonas Brothers to the Chicks to Rascal Flatts, the excitement is mounting. Joining us now from Republic Live is booking director Brooke Dunford. It's always nice to have you in studio.
Thanks for having me.
It means that Boots is on the horizon. What are we doing different this year?
We're really excited. So for us this year, you know, we've heard our fans. There's times that they've said, oh my gosh, camping in the field, so long for us to start on Thursday. So we've switched our kickoff party and our day will start on Friday, but it means that we've packed more artists, bigger artists than we've ever had before. Again, just trying to do something new and exciting. So it's been great for the day tickets. Saturday, if you are coming, make sure you get your tickets today. Don't know if they'll still be there tomorrow. It's flying, which is amazing. But of course, weekend tickets have been great. New in VIP, you can actually sit, get a table. You don't have to stand in the mosh pits or the crazy things if you don't want. There's some really good areas with the VIP deck called Daisy Duke. So you can come sit and just be with your friends and order food, and it can come right to you.
Let's talk about the popularity and the headliners, beginning with Friday night, the Jonas Brothers. Yeah. For people that maybe didn't listen to our conversation a little while ago, what's the relevancy for the Jonas Brothers and country music?
It's been already happening, and everyone says, you know, in live that we're doing it for the first time. Yes, probably I can safely say you'll never see the Jonas Brothers, the Chicks, and Rascal Flatts again, which is really exciting. But if you listen to country radio, you've seen the collab between the Jonas Brothers and Rascal Flatts. You've seen the collaboration between Russell Dickerson and the Jonas Brothers. So they have been in this community and just been really excited to be a part of this fan base and come out and check it out. So it's going to be fun.
Looking at the Rascal Flatts right now, those frosted tips, gosh, this takes me back. I still am such a huge fan, and they don't perform very much. So how did you manage this?
It's been really special. They've not been back since before COVID. They've not toured. It was a farewell tour. And again, the fans here are just so special. And I think every time we're able to say, hey, Boots and Hearts would love to have you, and the reputation that the artists and the fans have had at Burles Creek, they come out and they're very excited. So it's going to be a very special moment with the Chicks and everything they've done with, you know, pop culture and the country crossover. Same with Rascal Flatts and the Jonas Brothers.
A couple of housekeeping items. It's going to be hot. Yeah. So do we have cooling centers running?
Yes. So the best part is we do have our second stage, which is absolutely shaded. You can sit there, VIP, new this year. You can actually get into a nice wedge and close up to the stage for our second stage, which we've never had before. Lots of sponsor activations, really cool stuff this year. Great drink lineup and everything there. So we're really excited. It's gonna look really fresh.
Finally, with all of the campers coming in on Friday as well as the opening day, are we concerned about traffic overload?
It's going to be the same thing as we've seen on Thursday. So really, it's just a different day. we're encouraging all campers to come as early as they can. Obviously, that gets set up because we know that the entertainment starts at 2:30. Day tickets, usually they come in a little bit later, but no reason not to be set up and come early and get ready. If we have a lineup there, we're letting them in and making sure that we're moving.
Congratulations, Brooke. Another huge lineup, a successful year. You must be so happy, you and your team.
I wish these days could last so long and everyone can experience it. It's going to be a really special one. 15 years, in fact, which is a really, really great thing. So we're so excited to have the community here, the artists that we have, and it's going to be a special one.
Okay, well, we have just scratched the surface when it comes to the details. So let's pull up the website because there are far more artists that will be performing over the next couple of days. ctvnews.ca/Barrie is where you go to get all of that info. Why don't we go ahead and move into our markets on this Wednesday? The TSX was up 344 points, the Dow was up 263, and the Nasdaq was down 221. And commodities, oil was down, closing at $75.22 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at $4,305 an ounce, and our dollar was up, ending the day at 71.30 cents US. Some sports news to share. The Barrie Baycats are back in action tonight as they host the first place London Majors at Athletic Culture Stadium.
The third of the inning in his last appearance. High fly ball deep to left center. It is gone.
The Baycats are coming off a split in their home-and-home series last week against the Hamilton Cardinals. They dropped their last game against the Majors back on July 24th. That was in London. First pitch tonight is just after 7:30. And some Barrie Colts news. Over the past 48 hours, goaltender Ben Hurwicz has been traded to the Guelph Storm. The 20-year-old backstopped the Colts on their run to the OHL Championship Series this past spring and was named to the league's second All-Star team. Barrie will receive a conditional 15th round pick in return. At the same time, the team acquired role player Dylan Cherna from the Brantford Bulldogs in exchange for a 2028 draft pick. Now, in the front office, the Colts have announced the hiring of John Winstanley as their new president of hockey operations. He served several years in OHL and GTHL front offices. The team highlighted his background in player development, scouting, and leadership in amateur hockey. Coming up next, looking back on the life and legacy of a broadcasting legend, Lloyd Robertson, who covered everything from the fall of the Berlin Wall to the 9/11 terrorist attacks during 35 years as chief anchor of CTV National News, has died at 92. We'll take a reflect back on the impact after the break. Today is a day of reflection, mourning, and appreciation for us here at CTV News for a life that touched so many. Former chief anchor Lloyd Robertson passed away last night at the age of 92. Lloyd was known as much for his commanding voice on the air as he was his warmth and kindness. CTV Geneviève Beauchemin looks back at the distinguished career of a broadcasting legend.
So that's the kind of day it's been on this.
On the day he signed off for the last time, Lloyd Robertson joked he was about to be yesterday's news.
We made it, Harvey.
Reaction to his passing, though, has proven his legacy to be a front-page story.
I think people trusted him. I think he was a really special journalist.
When I first came to Canada, his voice was kind of captivating.
Hello. Lloyd Robertson offered generations of viewers a connection to the world.
I'm Lloyd Robertson. We'll see how the world came to Canada.
His authoritative voice was a landmark of the Canadian broadcast landscape for over 6 decades.
He was a true gentleman, a real newsman. He loved scoops. He loved well-written human interest stories.
He recounted he was bitten by the broadcasting bug when he was a boy. He was watching local radio hosts at CJCS describe the Perth Regiment marching home from the Second World War.
This is Lloyd Robertson.
In high school, he got a job at CJCS. Robertson graduated, continued to spin records and read news until he knocked on CBC's door.
I was hired by the CBC. My voice got me through.
We interrupt this program.
He said he fully understood his role in 1963 with the Kennedy assassination, marking the first big event where people tuned into TV rather than radio for breaking news.
I felt that I was now involved in something that really mattered to people. Television news.
Good evening.
Robertson worked his way to the CBC's flagship news show, The National.
When I did my first news special as a reporter with Lloyd in 1970, when he was hosting for CBC Radio the Royal Tour coverage that year. He took a lot of time and trouble ensuring that I was comfortable in doing what I was doing, and we became friends then, and that carried on throughout the years.
Robertson is leaving the CBC after 22 years.
He signed on to CTV in 1976, co-anchoring with then-host Harvey Kirk.
Good evening. Lloyd Robertson joins us tonight for CTV News.
Bringing, says his longtime friend journalist Craig Oliver, instant credibility.
That's Lloyd's legacy. He took this news department and put it on the map.
The partnership lasted until 1984, when Kirk retired from the anchor desk and Robertson became senior news anchor.
To me, it was the equivalent of being knighted.
Throughout his career, Robertson often said he had the rare privilege of having a front row seat to history.
Here's our summary of Apollo 11's Space Odyssey.
Diana and Charles played their parts.
What is there left to say but thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody.
Robertson loved to showcase the country from coast to coast. Former Prime Minister Jean Chrétien said today that Robertson had a rare talent, explaining complicated events to Canadians, and that he made Canada's democracy stronger.
Tonight, face-to-face with...
He retired from the evening news in 2011.
Welcome back to W5.
Still, he continued to work for CTV's W5 for a time and proved in 2018 that you can't take the news out of a news anchor.
And I was able to walk away from this.
That's him reporting live on his own car accident. Through it all, for colleagues from rookies to hardened veterans, a congratulatory note signed Lloyd was a stop the presses moment.
He was one of a kind. He had no ego. He was first class. Everyone loved being around him. And he just really made everyone feel special.
He has gained public trust for his integrity.
He received numerous recognitions, the Order of Canada, a Doctor of Laws from BC's Royal Roads University. A park was named after him. But Robertson often said the greatest honour of his life was to chronicle the times, the events that marked Canada and the world for so long.
And that's the kind of day it's been. I'm Lloyd Robertson. For all of us here at CTV News, good night. It strikes me that if you find something you love to do, guys, and you are able to do it, that's about as good as it gets in life.
Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News.
And I'd like to add, Case, that during my time on CTV Ottawa, Lloyd always took the time to connect with us, even when we were, little up-and-comers, so young and green. Very thoughtful.
Very nice, very nice. Will be missed, absolutely, without question. The Get Up and Go forecast, ladies and gentlemen. First thing tomorrow morning, what are we looking at? Well, let's have a look right now, and right across the board, 18 degrees in Barrie, Newmarket, and Gravenhurst. The most sunshine probably in the southern portion of our viewing area. Newmarket, still a slight chance of a shower first thing tomorrow morning under predominantly cloudy skies, and certainly in Gravenhurst, we're looking at a shower at 7 o'clock in the morning. Have yourself a great evening. Back inside.
And that's the kind of day it's been. I'm Sarah Freemark. We'll leave you with more of Lloyd Robertson through the years. Good night.